everyone, and thanks for stopping by. So along with everything else on this video, I've been showing you several ways how to check your hard drive to see if it's going bad. Sometimes the hard drive is perfectly fine. It's Windows that has gotten stupid. A couple of ways to check that. Again, we're going to go back to the command prompt, because this is the most common way to do it. And from command prompt, like I said, you go into your type the search box here, and if you don't have it, it is probably a magnifying glass. You click there and you're going to type in CMD, which is the shortcut for command prompt. You're going to do a right click on it. You're going to run it as the administrator. Remember, you have to have administrative privileges to do this. And it's going to bring up this big old DOS box. And DOS is an old programming language. It's still built into the operating system. It's been carried over since the days of DOS. So we're going back to like 95? Maybe even before that. Maybe early 80s. Or late 80s, I'm sorry. So this is a similar DOS window. So from here, what you want to do is System File Checker. And this will check your Windows files to see if they're corrupted. If they are corrupted, generally it can repair them. If it can't, it tells you that it can't. So from here, you're going to do SFC, which stands for System File Checker. Makes sense, right? You're going to do a /scan now, and it helps when I can spell. Scan now, and it is all one word. Just like this on your computer. It will then check the system. And yes, when it says this process will take some time, generally it takes some time. So just like in the other video, like I said, it goes through and checks what you're asking it to check. Unfortunately, this one doesn't give you an ETA, so there is no way to tell how long it's going to take. Generally, though, it follows the same guidelines as a hard drive size. The smaller the hard drive, generally, the faster it goes. The bigger, the longer it normally takes. There are some other complications also, as in the more software you have installed on your computer, the longer it takes this process to complete. So we'll allow it to go through this process. I may do a skip in here to pull out the boring parts, but you will get to the end of the video, or not to the end of the end of this process, and it'll tell you if it's found any problems, if it's fixed it, and if it can't fix it, it generally gives you an idea of what you can do to fix it. So like I said, we're just at the 11% mark and just 3 minutes into the video. So we'll kind of be patient here for the moment. Sometimes patience is a virtue. One of the necessities of the IT field. Like I said, I will probably snip part of this out so it's not so boring for you. But, you know, I have to maintain an average video length of about 10 minutes. So maybe I will just babble on for the next 10 minutes just to make you smile. So, all right. So at 17% here. Again, the process does take a while. This is one of those things that if you need to do this for your computer and it's a work computer, do it at the end of the day. Because this will take up all of your time. Because you have to sit here and wait. I mean, you can minimize it, don't get me wrong. You can minimize it and do other tasks. So if you're working in Word and typing up a letter, you can do that. And then you can just open it back up and check. Same with, like, you know, browsing the internet and so on and so forth. However, it is not wise to interrupt this by doing other work in the background, because it's got to check the files against the backup copies. And then if there is a problem, it's got to take the backup copy, extract it out, put it in its proper spot. And so if you have a program that's open and running in the background and it needs to do that, it's going to fail to do it. And you'll see an error message that pops up. It doesn't interrupt your day. It just says, hey, I couldn't fix it. Too bad, so sad, pretty much. So it'll make a notation in the log files, and then you have to go look at the log files to find out what the problem was. But again, like I said, just when you're running this program, say with any program that you're running in a command prompt setting, leave it alone. Just don't use the computer. Just let this do its job, because if you do, it's not to say that you could screw it up, but it's a possibility. Just to be safe, just let this do its job. You know, if you're bored and you need to wiggle the mouse, you can do that, especially if you have sleep mode or screensavers kicked in, you know, and they're set for a very short period of time. like in my medical clients where they're set to 30 seconds or less because it's a HIPAA compliant. So yeah, if you're doing this and you're working on those computers, yeah, you have to move that mouse relatively often just to keep your screen up. If not, then you have to log back in. So coming up on 40% here, I see it's 39, and we are at 5.5 minutes into the video. Again, like I said, the process takes a while, but it's thorough. Usually it can self-correct on its own, but if it can't, it will tell you. And at that point, like I said, you can do some research. And if you're comfortable doing it yourself, great. If not, bring it to me. Take a picture of the screen if you can with your phone, so I know exactly what the error is, because the next time I run it, I might get a different error than what you have found. So, but usually it just says, hey, I found an error and I put it in a log file, go look at it. That's pretty much what Windows does. So, all right, so 46%, 47%. Patience. Just got to be patient. Not the fastest thing in the world, but it is an old program and it's been around for a long, long time. Don't let this date up here at the top fool you into thinking that this is a new program. No, this program here, this system file checker, has been around since the days of Windows 95, I think, maybe even earlier than that. But it's always been around. It's a way of checking the operating system to make sure it hasn't been corrupted. And corruption of the operating system can happen with updates that fail, power surges, computer randomly shutting off, hard drive failure, where it starts to corrupt the operating system. So there's a variety of ways in which the Windows operating system can become corrupted. If you're one of those people, I see this on gamer channels where they put on a new game and they'll do videos on the game, and then they will uninstall that game and put another game on, unless it's a game they really, really enjoyed and they actually bought it. And so constantly installing and uninstalling programs will corrupt your operating system eventually, not consistently, but it will and can do it. So just to be aware of that if you're one of those people that's downloading constantly a whole bunch of free games, and then you play them until your trial is up and then you uninstall them. One, it's hard on your hard drive, and two, you will eventually corrupt the operating system, especially if in a multitasking environment where in any particular time there is 30, 40, 50, 60 processes running on your computer at any one time, not including what you're doing at that moment. So, I mean, you can, if you're not careful, you can screw it up. Windows has its own problems, just like every other operating system out there. So, all right, coming up on the 70% mark here, and we are just at the 8-minute mark. So hopefully this will finish up pretty quickly. I can show you how this whole thing does its stuff. But like I said, yes, the operating system can get corrupted in a variety of ways. Viruses, yes, can do it. Ransomware absolutely can do it. Hence the reason why, always make sure your Windows is up to date, because your built-in antivirus, and anti-malware and stuff like that will help prevent those. No antivirus is perfect. Remember, I've said that before. None. No free ones, no paid ones. None of them are perfect. So always have a backup. And if you're not making regular backups, maybe is a good time to start doing that. So, all right, at 83%. Patience, patience, patience. Oh, sirens. So please excuse the sirens in the background, and whoever the ambulance is going to, please be safe and healthy. Yep, ambulance. At least it wasn't the fire department this time, like in one of the other videos. All right, 91%. And we're just coming up on 10 minutes. Again, process is slow. I apologize, but I can't make it go any faster than it goes. 99, 100. Here we go. Hey, perfect example of what I was talking about. Windows Resource Protection found corrupted files and have successfully repaired them. That's what you want to see. So if you do have some corruption in the operating system, this being a virtual machine where I sometimes have to reboot the computer and I forget to shut down the virtual machine so it does do the corruption on the operating system, that's exactly what you should see right there. Especially it says we found corrupt files and successfully repaired them. And there's the log files I was telling you about. It does keep a log file. And what it changed, if you ever look at these log files, you will be baffled and confused, because even when I look at them, I'm like, huh? And then I'll have to go and do research to see what that particular command was looking for. But this is what you want to see. Hopefully this will speed up the virtual machine a little bit, because it did find the corrupted files and successfully repaired them. So once you're done with this, you can just exit out of it. And there you go. So that's how you do System File Checker to check the operating system on your computer to make sure it's not been corrupted. It's just a part of the process of maintaining your computer. And like I said, if you don't want to do it yourself, there's the phone number, 567-855-1274. There's the address there. Give us a call, drop off your computer, we'll check it for you. So you guys have a great day.